Hello everybody, my name's Kim. I'm the Earth-Based Chaplain with Strathclyde University Chaplaincy. I'm going to share with you today a very simple meditation, which is a meditation really about achieving balance through meditation on the five elements: earth, water, fire, air, and the fifth element, which unites them, spirit, or some people prefer to call this ether. So I'll be spending a little bit of time breathing with each of those elements today. When we're doing this, just do this at your own pace. Don't try to breathe too fast, too slow. Just breathe as you normally would. Don't try and push anything. When we're considering each element, the idea is to see what that means for you. For instance, we might think of fire as very transformative, very energizing. Perhaps that's what it is for you. We might think of that element as symbolized by the color red. Perhaps that is what it is for you. Perhaps it's not. So think about what color these elements are. Think about the nature and the texture. For instance, when we talk about earth, we can maybe think and imagine that crumbly texture of good earth, wonderful earth. And think about water, think about that, the way that it slides over your fingers as you put your hand into a beautiful clear stream. All of these elements have things to offer to you in terms of balance. For instance, earth is very grounding. Perhaps that's what you need today or at this time in your life. Fire can be energizing. Perhaps that's what you need at this time in your life. Connecting with the element of air can free us to let things go. Imagine letting something go in the wind and allowing us to be ourselves, to flow freely. Water can be refreshing, purifying, allowing us to wash things away. So as we go through these elements, as we sit and breathe with them very briefly today, just try and imagine what they mean to you, what they signify to you, what you can take from them symbolically, physically, very physically, in how you feel they will help you with your heart, your soul, your spirit. We're just going to do 5 breaths with each. As we move from one element to the next, I will be just redirecting your breathing slightly, not in a complicated way, in a very easy way. And that will become apparent as we go through the meditation, so don't worry about that. So let's just begin, and if you can, close your eyes. It does help, I always feel, to close our eyes and get rid of the distractions, perhaps, that are sitting around us. Find yourself a nice quiet space so that you can be there undisturbed if possible. And just relax into wherever you are, whether you're sitting on a cushion, whether you're sitting in a chair as I am here, whether you want to stand, because you could stand to do this if you want to. And we're going to close our eyes, as I say, if you feel comfortable to do that. If you don't, just continue as you are. We're going to engage first with the element of earth. Imagine earth. It's a very grounding element. That may be what you need right now in your life. Some stability, some solidity, that feeling of really being planted where you need to be. Perhaps it reminds you of your home, and that gives you comfort and love. If you imagine earth, imagine touching earth with your hands, that crumbly, lovely texture of good soil. What colour is this to you? What does this mean to you? We're going to breathe with those thoughts or feelings for just 5 breaths. And while we do that, we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose, just 5 times, centered completely on that element of earth. Okay, so 5 breaths with earth. And you may be getting to the point where you've got to the end of those 5 breaths. It's absolutely fine if you're not totally in sync with me. That's absolutely fine. You're going at your own pace. We're going to move on to engaging with water now, as we did the last time. Imagine that water perhaps flowing through your fingers. You're putting your fingers into a fast flowing little stream, or imagine that water flowing up through your body, particularly if you're standing up, flowing up through your body to the crown of your head, and then flowing down back to the sides there. This water's refreshing you, it's clearing things for you, awakening you perhaps if you're feeling a bit languid. Whatever you need that element for is going to contribute to you. And while we're contemplating water, we're going to inhale through our nose and just exhale gently through our mouth. So we're going to take another 5 breaths, imagining that element of water and what that's bringing to you today. So in through our nose and out through our mouth. Wonderful. And if you can imagine when you do that again, perhaps imagine, as I say, that water flowing up, round, up, and then flowing down the sides there of your body. Isn't it wonderful? And now we come to the element of fire. So we've grounded ourselves, we've basically refreshed ourselves, and now we're going to be able to use the energy that we've got. We're going to fire ourselves up with this element. So obviously imagine perhaps as I am at the moment. I have a lovely fire here in my cabin. What wonderful energy is fire going to bring to you today? Perhaps you need some motivation, perhaps you need something to change, and fire can change things for the good. Imagine as you see a log burning how it changes shape, changes its form. You can change things. You can also change things in the world using all of that refreshing energy that water has given you and all the fire and energy that is going to come from this element. And when you go out into the world, you'll be able to take that with your heart. So imagine all this energy, this beautiful, loving fire energy going out into the world. So we're going to breathe with fire. So this time what we're going to do is inhale through our mouth, and we're going to exhale through our nose. So we're going to breathe 5 times with fire. So in through our mouth, out through our nose. Wonderful. So finally we come to spending some time with air. Air, so light and airy. What does air gift us? It gives us the gift of free movement. We can go where we like, but also we can be ourselves. It allows us that fluidity to go out into the world and be ourselves as we truly are. We can move in whatever direction we need to move. So taking that fire energy out into the world, now we know we can go where we need to be and be who we are. It allows us to get rid of constriction, and it allows us to move freely. Remember, you can imagine this is a colour, this element as well. So imagine it as a colour for yourself. And we're going to breathe with air. And this time we're going to breathe in and out through our mouth. Breathing 5 times with the element of air. Wonderful. finally we're going to bring all of those together, encapsulate all of them. Imagine you're standing in a big circle, a bit like, if you had a circle drawn around you, so you've got all of those lovely elements around you, balancing you, and here you are in the center of the circle, benefiting from all those things that they can bring you, and bringing them all together so they're perfectly balanced. And that's what they can do for you. And if we think of this fifth element as a colour, perhaps that fifth element would be the rainbow, encompassing everything and perfecting everything. So perhaps while we breathe with the idea of spirit, let's think about that rainbow colour, bringing everything together. And this time, we're going to go back to the nose, inhaling in and out, 5 breaths with this wonderful, uniting spirit. Imagine being in that circle surrounded by all those wonderful elements. As we're coming to the end of that, just remember that you're going to be taking this wonderful, if you do this in the morning, you're going to be taking all this wonderful balanced energy out with you into the world. If you're doing this in the evening, you're going to be taking that wonderful balanced energy out wherever you're going out. And if you're doing this right at night time, you're going to be taking this balanced energy into your sleep, into your rest. So you're going to have a wonderful sleep, hopefully. I hope this has been helpful for you. And just use this meditation on the elements whenever you need to. Bye for now.